Hello everybody, this is Bronislava for HandMadeRukodelky. Today we will be working on a belt. Okay, long time ago I posted a belt that I made for my daughter, and it was posted on my blog. So if you want to go and read about it a little bit, you can click on the links below my video in description. Okay, but today we are going to be working on this one. This one I made with 7 stitches, 7 single crochet stitches. This one is made with 12 single crochet stitches. So there is a little bit difference. Also the difference is in a length, okay, and difference is also in the length of these strings. I made my strings really long. My daughter's strings were shorter because she was a teenager at that time. I think she was like 11, maybe 12, I can't remember exactly. But she loved this belt, and however, she outgrew it very fast. But somebody found this post and wanted me to show how to make the belt, and especially this area. Okay, so it's very detailed. It's great for beginners that already know how to crochet single crochet stitches. Okay, and everything else you just work with your hands. You do the knots and the braiding, and that's about it. So let's go and do it. First, I will leave a very long tail, about 36 inches long, and then I will make a knot, and I usually do it around my finger like this. Okay, I crisscross it over here, and then I take my needle, and when I take my needle, I have that loop in there. I grab the yarn and I pull the yarn through the loop, and I have a knot. That's how I make my knots. Okay, and I will make 13 chain stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And we will be working with 12 single crochet stitches. Okay, now these 13 chain stitches fit into 2-inch width. Okay, so and we need about 2 inches wide belt. So we will skip this 13th stitch and we will go into 12th one. Okay, so count 1 and 2, second one from the hook. So we will make 12 single crochet stitches, 1 single crochet stitch into each stitch, and we will work it all the way to the end. And right now, actually, it is very difficult because it's, you know, we're working with thin yarn, thin thread, okay, over here. So we will go underneath these two. Okay, there. And another one. It kind of gets maybe confusing a little bit, so if you see this one, you need to go right here. Okay, you see 2 of them here on top of my hook. Okay, so let's go all the way to the end, and I'll try to speed it up now. Just pay really good attention in the first row, and go slow. Don't try to make it fast, because that's when mistakes happen. Okay, just go slow. Okay, here, this is our last stitch right here. So it's always one on the bottom and two on the top. That's how I like to do it, because it doesn't create big hole here, you know. Okay, so we have 12 single crochet stitches. Okay, now what we will do is we will turn around. We are not going to make a chain, we will make immediately single crochet stitch. Okay, and try to hold it with your fingers fairly firmly. So we will make single crochet stitch, 1. Let me go and show it to you one more time. Right, the very first one, okay, very first one, single crochet stitch, and the next one, single crochet stitch. Okay, now next one, single crochet stitch, and you will have 12 of them. You can count, okay? You should not have any less or any more. And that is if you are working with this thickness, because you can be also working with another thickness, but I'll show it to you on a different thicker yarn also. Okay, so just make single crochet stitches and try to make them as even as possible. All right, you know that the same one that the see the very first few rows, 2 or 3 are the hardest. You see how I am repositioning my fingers to hold what I'm working with. Now we're at the end over here. Is gonna be very difficult. So you see how I'm holding it with my nail and on my finger, because it's so skinny here. Okay, and the last one, this is our last stitch, and look how I'm holding it right here with my nail on my finger, and this is my nail here, so I'm holding it so I can pull my stitch through. Okay, when you're working with a thin yarn like this or thread, it's a little bit more difficult. Okay, and I'm at the end of my row, and we will go and start third one, and exactly the same way. All right, so we will go into the very first one under those 2 threads, okay, and we will go and make a stitch. Let's go and count all our stitches. So this was my first, and then we will go and have 11 more, right? So this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, and we already made 1. That will be 12th. Okay, so I just will go and speed up my single crochet stitches, and you see that it's much easier on me now to hold my my belt, my product that I'm making. But I still have to be repositioning my fingers as I am crocheting. Okay, so at first you need to really go slow so you do not get frustrated with you know, with this thinner yarn. Okay, and this is my last one, you see. Okay, and I turn around and I go and make 4th row exactly the same way as the 2nd and 3rd row. Okay, so I will go into this first stitch, and I will make a single crochet stitch. I will not make chain stitches you know, first, but I just will go and make immediately a single crochet stitch in each first stitch. Okay, so I will keep crocheting my belt, and when I'm finished I will show you how I will finish it, you know, how I will finish my belt. Okay, so you just make your desired length now, all the way, you know, how long you want it, and then we will finish the belt together. Okay, so here I have my jeans. Okay, and what I wanted to say is that I will be crocheting my belt from my first loop all around into the next front loop. Okay, so from basically from here to here. So here I am working on my last row, and after I'm done with this, my last row, I will show you how it looks with my jeans. Okay, you can see that my belt is pretty long now, and we're going to go and measure so you can actually understand what I'm talking about. I'll show it to you. So I put my belt through my loops on my jeans, okay, and you see how stretchy it is. Okay, so that's why I made it smaller. Now what we need is we need 12 strings that will go over here into this side, and 12 strings that will go into this side right here. Okay, right there. And each string has to be actually about 72 inches long, which means double the one of the 36 here that we have over here that we were working with, because we're going to be folding them. Okay, we will fold the string and we will put it through each of these over here of these stitches. Okay, so I already measured my first one and I'm going to cut it. Okay, so I have 72 inches long string over here, and I'm going to make 24 of them now. Okay, so I have pre-cut my strings. All right, and let's go and start working on this side, and this is actually the side that I started crocheting because it doesn't have that chain like edge. This one has. Okay, so this is my end. So we will make a decision where to put each string in here. And I was thinking, let me see. I was thinking that the best place it would be in, if you look really closely, you see these little kind of holes in here between the stitches. Okay, so that's where I will go and put my hook through, and I will go, because this is my front. Okay, you have to decide which one is your front. So you go from, let me see, do we go from here and then we pull it through, and then, yes, and then we go and pull it through that loop. Okay, so we want this loop over on the front. Okay, so that's our first string. Okay, and we will take our next string, I'm gonna go and pull it out. I hope I will not get tangled, all these ends. Okay, I think I'm getting it tangled. I hope it was not a stupid idea to do it this way. Well, we can go first one and then second end. Okay, All right, and we will go and find another hole. Okay, find another hole. So the next one is here. So we go with the hook from underneath, from the wrong side to the right side, and we will pull this fold through this edge, okay, and then pull both ends through that loop. Okay, and tighten it. And I will work with each string all the way to the end. So let's go get tangled some more over here. Not from this side, let's do it from this side. Okay, so this would be my next string. And all right, not bad, we did it, but we need to go and match up these ends and find the middle over here. Okay, there we go. Okay, so this is our middle, and we will go through a next hole, which is right there. Okay, right here. Again, from underneath, from, you know, go in from the wrong side up to the right side with the hook. Grab that loop, pull it through, and pull both ends through the loop. Okay, so I know that you can do it now, okay, but let me show you also this one here, how to do this one. This one is gonna be done through, and again, it has to go from, let me turn this around. On this side, I will go through each stitch, okay, so I will go here, then I will go here. So let me go and show you. Okay, I will go through this one. Again, I'm going, because this is the right side, and I'm going underneath through the wrong side. And this is kind of a little loose, but it's going to get tighter, don't worry about it. Okay, because that's that first stitch. All right, we're gonna go and tighten it up. And I'll just pull it through the loop. And I'll tighten this one up and tighten this one up, okay? And let me show you one more over here, and then I will let you do everything all on your own. Okay. Again, we need to line up these ends and make sure that we're here folded in the middle. Okay, and I will go to the next one, next stitch, which is this one here. Okay, we'll do it through that one again, from wrong side, from underneath to the right side. Pull it through, pull that loop through, and pull these two ends through the loop. And here you go, you have this on a top in here. Okay, okay, so it looks kind of neat. All right, so I'm gonna go and finish all my strings, and then this is my last This is my last string that I need to attach. We're gonna do it right here at the end, right here. Oops, both strings we need to pull through the loop. Okay, so I have my strings on this side, and I have strings also on this side, as you see. Okay, our next step is to make knots. So you must make sure that these ends don't get tangled, okay? You will have to separate them if possible, okay? Make them kind of wide. Go to the sides. Start from each side and then work it to the middle, okay? And this side, now this side. Okay, you want them separated, you don't want them tangled, okay? You will always make a knot with 2 strings that are next to each other. Okay, so this one with this one, then this one with this one. Okay, so what you need to do is separate these 2 ends, 2 strings, okay, and separate these 2 strings. See, that's why you need to be kind of working with kind of with the width, because otherwise you're gonna get tangled. Okay, so make sure that you know, all your strings are kind of a little bit further apart. Okay, and so now that we separated these 2 strings, or 4 strings in this case, 2 of these and 2 of these, right? We will go and tie these 2 middle ones together. We're gonna go and leave this one alone. We're gonna put it further out. And if you really need to, you know, if you need to, you can go and make these strings instead of 72 inches long, you can make them 60. Okay, just to make it easier on you. But then I'm not really sure how long you will go and have the strings on the belt, and I rather cut my length later on than not have enough you know, not have enough length of my strings. Okay, so anyway, so now what we will do is make a knot and close to this edge. Okay, so what I do is I put my fingers in here, wrap it around, and then pull those 2 ends through the loop that is wrapped around my fingers. Okay, pull it, and now position this this knot by slowly pushing it up toward the belt. Okay, and what you will need to do, you will have to be very, very careful so you have all these knots in the same level on all of these strings. Okay, so when I have it like this, yeah, this is about how I want it. Okay, and I will push, pull, push, pull until I have it where I want it. Okay, so that's one knot. Now we have this one free, and we will work with the next one over here. So nicely separate them. Okay, let's push this aside. So now we will be working with these 2 strings next to each other. Okay, so this one is gonna be, this one we will put on a side, and we will work with this one. Again, we will go and wrap them, these 2, around my fingers. Okay, crisscross, go underneath, pull this string through the loop. Okay, pull it all out, all the ends, both ends, and start pushing it up to the same position like this knot. Okay, push it as much as you can so it's in the same, it's about in the same. So I'm not gonna pull, because if I pull it will come down, so I will rather push it up and push it up so it's, you see, it's kind of in the same position, right? Okay, and pull on it and push and pull. Okay, so they are in about the same level. Okay, so now we will go and put these aside, and we will work now with this one and the next one. So here we are, okay, with these two, this one and this one. So this one needs to go on the side, we don't want it out of our way, and work kind of in a 90-degree toward the belt. Don't pull it this way, because then this is gonna be longer and this one is gonna be shorter. You want them about the same length, okay? And if you go and pull it this way, then this one would be longer and this one would be shorter. Let me go and point. See, this one would be longer and this one would be shorter. So you really, you see, you need them both same length. So in a 90-degree to the belt, okay, if possible. You can also do one thing, because you know we're kind of pulling on this. I have it on my jeans, but you can pin somewhere in here. You can pin it to the you know, to your sofa, for example, if you want to go and work, you know, not to have it on your jeans like I do. Okay, so I will go and put it over my fingers again, wrap it around, go under, over, and then pull these two ends through my loop. Okay, pull it, and now try to position it again in the same level with these two. Okay, and again try to do it in a 90-degree. Okay, now this is a little closer, so I will pull on it. Let me see how close it is. Push, pull, push, push up there with my, pull this hand and push this hand. Okay, and push, pull, pull the entire thing. And you see how it's being lined up? Okay, so this is how I do it. And the next one. So basically I gave you a couple tips how I do my knots. So finish all these in this line, okay? And then we will go and do some more knots, okay? I am finished with my first row of the knots, and I will repeat this in the second row. So you can start, you know, on either side. You can start here, you can start here, you know, it doesn't really matter, okay? So over here, we will go and keep this one free, and then we will connect these two together, but I think I will rather go and do it from this side, go in that direction. Okay, so we will go and separate these two from the knot. Okay, and we will go and tie this one and the next one together. Okay, the very first one that was not tied with anything and with the one that was tied with, okay? And again, we will try to do it in a 90 degree to the belt, so both of these strings are about the same length. And again, I will try to make it in the same level, the knot in the same level, okay? And we have to make decision how high we want that knot. And if we have this knot here, we will want to go and do the probably the similar thing, right? So it doesn't look too odd. Okay. So about here, I would say. So we need to tighten it up this way and pull both. Okay. That looks pretty good, I think. Okay, now we will go and work with these two. This one that was not tied from this side, and this one, you know, that needs to be tied with the next one, okay? And again, in a 90 degree if possible. Okay, and pull those ends through the loop. Push it up. Let's go where that knot is. You see, this is need to see where that knot is, so we can go and have them in the same level. Okay. My camera died yesterday. I didn't have enough space on my card. Anyway, so I will continue working with my knots, just like I did these three over here, okay? And I will go and again make them in one line. And then I will show you what to do next, okay? This is my last one, okay? My last knot in the second line, in the second one in here. And this one stays all alone, okay? We don't need to go and tie it with anything. The very first one over here was also alone, okay? And so is this one now, because we have odd number of stitches. Now we're going to go and smooth all these ends as much as we can, okay? And then we will go and make another knot, okay, somewhere in here. But just again, make sure your ends do not get tangled. Keep separating them from tangling, okay? So now what we will do again, I will go and put my fingers over here, kind of bunch it up a little bit, okay, and wrap all these ends around my fingers, okay, crisscross it, and then pull it, hold it over here where you will have the knot, okay, and pull all these ends, pull them through that loop, okay? Now keep holding it because you don't know exactly where you want to have that knot. Okay, then release a little bit higher up, a little bit higher up. Let's do it right in here and push up. So now what we will do is we will separate our 25 strings, because we have 25 strings over here. we will separate them into 3 sections. Okay, so 3 sections, that will be 8 strings plus 8 strings plus 9 strings. That will be altogether 25. So, and we need the strings that are really close to each other. So you don't want to go and add these over there, okay? So and now we just will braid. We will braid our sections. So now these sections you need to go and put into 3 another 3 sections, okay? So I will go and have 3, 3, and 2, and I will just keep braiding. Now separate these ends from each other. Separate them, okay? So they don't get tangled. Keep separating. Okay, and just braid. Make a braid. When you make few braids, then smooth those ends out again. And the braids take up some length. That's why we have long strings, okay? You alternate the sides. Always one side goes under, and then the next side goes under. Then the next side goes under. Then the next side goes under. And as you see, I go and twist it, and then grab the middle with my next hand, okay? And then I twist it and grab the one in the middle with my second hand, and twist it and grab it, twist it and grab it, twist it and grab it, twist it and grab it. And that's how I make my braid, you see? Okay. And smooth, when you have few of them, smooth the ends so you don't get tangled. And I still have this much left over. I'm going to go and stop braiding this one and make another knot right in here, just to stop the braid from undoing. Okay, tighten it, and then we are going to cut. I'm gonna leave about this long ends, and I'll cut them. Okay. And I will go and start braiding my next one. Now, you don't have to have all of these braids the same length. You can have different lengths too, okay? So this is my braid with 9, so I will have 3 and 3 and 3. So this is going to be more even braid than 8, because when you're working with 8 strings, you have 3, 3, and 2, okay? But this one is gonna be nice and even. And again, I separate my ends and I start braiding. Hold on 1 second, this is no good. I have to put this one in here to this side of the string, and take another one here. These look more like together. Good. Okay, this way. Okay, and start braiding again. Now when you have really long strings, it's much harder to separate those ends, so you have to do it more often when you're braiding, okay? Separate them and braid and separate and braid and separate, okay? When the ends are shorter, then you don't have to do it as often. So here we have 3 braided ends, all these strings, okay, and they are all different lengths, as you see. Now I will work on my second end, okay, and I will do exactly the same thing what I did on my first end. And this is basically how I will tie my my belt. Okay, I will just make a knot. This is how I will wear it. Okay. Now I also wanted to show you, this is a belt that I have made a long time ago for my daughter when she was a teenager. So this was basically for a 10-year-old kid, and I used thicker yarn, you can see the thickness over here. Okay, all these are cotton, but look at the difference between the threads or yarns, okay? And I used 7 single crochet stitches across, okay? So it was a different number of stitches, and also her belt loops were narrower, okay? And over here I'll show you, I am making another belt which is from a thicker yarn, and this is a combination of cotton and acrylic, and it's much closer to the thickness of the one that that I made it for my daughter. Okay, look at this. You see these two are very similar, but this is again for 2-inch wide belt loop. Okay, and I am making actually 8 stitches here across. Okay, I started with 9 chain stitches, and I am making 8 half double crochet stitches instead of 8 single crochet stitches, and it's done differently. Look at this. I just do a yarn over, and then I go in my first one. Okay, I pull it through, and then I pull through all 3 of these, and this makes this belt a little bit thicker. It's not as thin as this one. Okay, it's a different texture, definitely thicker one. Okay, and I will show you also, because I am working with half double crochet stitches, which you do yarn over and then you pull through all 3 loops. Okay, the finishing last stitch, it looks like this. Look at this. Okay, it looks like this. It's kind of sloped down, and this is that yarn over here. So I usually go and put my hook under that yarn over that was done as a first stitch, you know, just like I did it over here. And then I need to go and find my chain stitch over here, okay, which is right here. So I go under the yarn over loop and the chain stitch, okay? And I forgot to do yarn over, so here it is, here it's gonna be. So I'm gonna go right there. Okay, and then I will finish it exactly the same way like I was doing over here, okay? These little knots, another knot, and then braiding, okay, when I'm finished with this one, except that I will have a different number of strings over here. I will have to put 8 strings on this one, which will double because you're gonna fold them to go and, you know, put them in there. Okay, so it will be 16 plus the one long one. This long one, that's gonna be 17, and then I will distribute it into three strings, and those 3 strings into another 3 strings. So also, if these tassels are really too long for your you know, for your taste, you can always make another knot higher up, okay, and cut it and make the tassel from the leftover over here. All right, but I like my strings really long. That's it. This is it. These are all my belts that I've been working on. I hope you liked my video. Thank you very much for watching my videos. Thank you very much for sharing my videos. And the ones that like my videos, I will see you another time.